So I just finished watching Gintama, and after 367 episodes, I just have to say that is one of the best motherfucking shonen I have ever had the pleasure of witnessing. Like, oh my god, that show is so underrated, bro. It's so underrated. Like, oh my god. Oh, I thought it was just a comedy anime, but no, it's so much more than that. It's so much more than a comedy anime. Like, I haven't felt this way since I binged all of One Piece. Gintama is one of the best motherfucking shows. Oh, okay. I gotta go tell somebody. I'm gonna go tell my roommate. I'm gonna tell somebody right now. Yo, bitch boy, go watch Gintama. That was me after I finished Gintama. Yeah, you heard that right. I caught up to Gintama. Sadly, I live in the US and can't speak Japanese, so I can't watch the final movie just yet. By the way, if you want a Gintama watch order, then let me know in the comments below. But after 367 episodes, 2 movies, and quite a few OVA specials, I can 100% say that Gintama will consume your life. And that's not a bad thing. A while back, I made a video on why you should watch Gintama. However, I was only 150 episodes in, not knowing that I only scratched the surface of one of the anime legends. Yes, legends. Gintama isn't popular in the West, which leads to a lot of people either skipping it or only watching a gag or two. When I started watching it, sadly, I was one of those people, only going into it to watch something funny. A little laugh here, a little laugh there. Yet I had no idea I was entering a fan base so dedicated that multiple seasons of the show are ranked in my anime list top 50. Gintama has more spots in the top 50 than My Hero, then One Piece, then Code Geass, and Attack on Titan. That should tell you all you need to know right there. Of course, whether the anime is better than these series is up to your taste and opinion. However, all I'm saying is that without a doubt, this show is definitely worth your time. Comedy anime has always been an for me. Yes, there is a good laugh to be had with most comedy anime, but that's just how far they go. Just laughs and no real story, character development, or driving force. So for the longest time, Gintama seemed like a mountain too large for me to climb. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Gintama isn't a slow start, because it is. But what made me stick to Gintama? Well, Gintama is a lot of comedy, more so than any other genre it might fall in, and it falls into a lot. But Gintama is a comedy with a story. You think that these odd jobs that our characters go on are just here to tell a joke or two, but by the end of some of these episodes alone, you may just be in tears. Actual tears. Hideaki Sarachi doesn't just tell jokes. These weird occurrences are actually important to the story. I have said it many times on this channel, but anime as a whole has a talent for turning weird concepts into impactful stories, and Gintama embodies this in a nutshell. What kept me tied to this series was the fact that I would start off laughing, and by the end of each arc, mini arc, or even one-off episodes, I would find myself falling in love with these characters even more. To quote myself in my last Gintama video, sprinkled into this wacky tale are some impactful and meaningful stories that will have you crying and laughing at the same time. Gintama is a comedy, yes, but a comedy that pulls at your heart.
惚れた女に幸せになってほしいだけだ。こんなところで刀振り回してる俺には無理な話だが、どっかで普通の野郎と所帯持って普通にガキ産んで普通に生きてってほしいだけだ。ただそんだけだ。
Now, I know I just said Gintama is more comedy than anything else, but I didn't say it was all just comedy. I mean, look at that list of genres. Gintama sometimes hits you with that switch up. Gintama is the only anime I've watched that has the freedom to be whatever it wants. You never really know what you're gonna get. In one episode, the show will be pure comedy, and the next, it could be an action shonen, and the next, it could be a character drama, and the next time, it could be a romance anime for all I care. Like, Gintama always keeps you on your toes, especially when the preview for the next episode doesn't match up with the episode itself, due to the staff behind it changing their minds at the last minute on what chapters of the manga they want to adapt. And the staff is another thing. The heart of Gintama, the anime, lies with them. These guys understand the freedom this series gives them, and boy, do they run with it. Between hyping up major arcs, breaking the fourth wall, fake movie announcements, and the several times the series quote-unquote ended, it got canceled a lot. Gintama's animation staff never fails to keep you guessing and just excited for what they will do next. But back to the anime itself. Gintama has the freedom to be whatever it wants because Sorachi focuses his writing solely on his characters. What I mean by this is from world building, the action, all the way to the plot itself, all are told through the characters. Not some power system, not some grand goal, just characters. If Gintoki likes video games, then video games exist in this world. If Katsura is a fan of Will Smith, then Will Smith also exists in this world. And so on and so forth. Now, Gintama being a comedy anime does parody a lot of typical anime stereotypes, from power systems to running with toast in your mouth, all the way to actually dressing up like other anime characters. But the core of its own story is about these characters simply living their best lives. Whether that comes from trying to correct the mistakes of the past, finding your own purpose, or looking for a new home. Gintama tells it all. I first fell in love with Sorachi's ability to establish his cast. The show makes you care more about characters that show up in 1 or 2 episodes than most other anime do in characters that are present for an entire arc. When this soundtrack hits, you know you're about to start loving and relating to a character even more. Or the show is tricking you again. Like, seriously, you never know what to expect with this show. Now, if you're like me and love a good anime fight, then you're probably wondering how Gintama holds up to other action anime. And while the fights of Gintama are not your typical One Punch Man, Demon Slayer, superpower action, the fights you do get can only be described as pure savagery. Never before have I seen anime characters, excuse my French, beat the ever-living shit out of each other as they do in Gintama. There are no superpowers in Gintama. This world doesn't have Nen, Chakra, or Curse energy. It's just different races of people fighting it out with the weapons they have at their disposal. And
I don't fuck with you!
Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my fucking god!
Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast too fast too
Leroy Dragons!
Shut your fucking mouth! No problem, John. Shut the fuck up, you cunt! Oh, hot, 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 hot! Hot, 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 hot!
it's kind of brutal. But what makes Gintama's fights truly beautiful is that Sorachi makes the fights about the characters in them, lacing the fights with flashbacks and other emotional scenes to better understand the characters themselves. Once again, the story is about the characters and nothing else. While other action anime would break down the strategy used in a fight and how this one character got the jump on the other character, Gintama ignores all of that and only gives us the reason of why this character is fighting in the first place. There is no need for us to see how Gintoki finds an opening in his opponent's form, because the reason why he's fighting is far more interesting and relevant to the story anyway. Other action shows would take the time to explain the fighting mechanics, but Gintama stands out because the fight, in a sense, isn't the point of the show. With that being said, Gintama still has some of the most savage fights in all of anime. Like, I got actual chills from some of these clashes. Also, Kurapika might have brought a shovel to his fight with Uvogin, but Gintoki fought Takasugi with a volume of jump in his kimono. Let that sink in. Read Shonen Jump, 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 Jump. Read Shonen Jump, 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 Jump. Now, a thing I want to address is the female cast of Gintama, because ever since Jujutsu Kaisen came out with its splendid female cast, many people have taken it upon themselves to say that JJK is revolutionizing the shonen women. And Jujutsu Kaisen's cast is some of the best in the demographic right now. But Gintama started in the same magazine in 2003. And the female cast in this anime kick so much ass. There is literally a whole arc where the female cast outshines the male cast with ease. My point is, if you want some strong female leads in an anime, then look no further than Gintama, because Kagura is without a doubt best girl. Gintama has some of the highest peaks of any anime I've ever watched. Like when this show wants to get good, boy, does it deliver. But through all the gags, sword fights, penis jokes, parody writing, and down-to-earth storytelling, at the end of the day, I believe Gintama's message is one of enjoyment. Life can be many things. One day could be a comedy, the next you could find yourself fighting an alien race to save a friend. You never know. But through all the good, bad, funny, and weird, Gintama teaches us to enjoy every minute with the ones we love. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. But that's all for me today. I hope I convinced you to give Gintama a watch. If you stick with it, I promise you, it will be worth it in the end. But if you're a Gintama fan or interested in the series, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this type of content, then be sure to hit that sub and bell button so you can get more. I want to talk more about Gintama, so that watch order will be coming soon. But if you want more from us, then you can follow us on Twitter and join the On The Rise family by donating to our Patreon. For as low as $1 a month, you can support this channel and keep these videos coming. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, my friends, I'm RJ Lane, and this has been On The Rise.